before the talk. I would like to mention one thing. Just if that's possible, maybe some people can do that. That it is when His Holiness was when His Holiness came from Maya, the last time to give the 11th path of enlightenment, Lama Teacher's teaching, and I forgot the initiation. Jaujas, right? I thought Jaujas, but I was not sure. So I was going to return back to the United States, and the airplane thought came naturally that to start an organization that called Loving Kindness, Loving Kindness Peace for Youth, Loving Kindness Peace for Youth, or Loving Kindness Peace for the World. But it's more focused on the you see the project of the youth, Loving Kindness Peace for Youth. That it naturally came in the airplane on the way to the United States. That to have very large. Different parts of the world, different countries, and then time to have a gathering, large gathering, and to invite students or other noble peace, and then also to have a meeting to for the good, in a way, for the best, to be best human being, and for the peace, and also from the very young teenagers, somebody who is very good-hearted, who has very good qualities, who can be very inspiring example of that, the young one. Also, they can give talk. Not only old people give talk to the young people, but also among the young people, those are very good examples. Teenagers who are very good examples, they give also talk to other young people. You see, inspire them. You see, so like that. So that thought came. So I did ask His Holiness when we invited His Holiness, Learning Mission Buddha invited His Holiness to give a commentary on the Heart Sutra in Santa Fe. So during that time, I did request to His Holiness say that. Then that time His Holiness made a joke. You are say. Or you're competing me, something like that. It's a mad joke, Then His Holiness said that if you may say first gather, be gathering. Then if people wanted, then to create maybe otherwise mathematical political. Then I later, later after some time explained to His Holiness again that I didn't have one single thought, one single motivation of political thought. Political thought in the sense using it for one's own benefit. Using organization for one's own benefit, that's the political. So, as mentioned, that I didn't even slightest thought of that. So, along with the other things, then I explained this one again, and as soon as I said, it's okay, I think you can do, your honors can do or something. As soon as to go ahead, so it's not permitted. So also, first I want to get permission from His Holiness, if His Holiness says don't do it, then do not do it. So anyway, I thought like that. So if there's an organization like this for the young people, to help the young people, you see, teenagers or young people, and you see, when you are, so for an example, I thought like this, for example, once the person is entered in this organization or carrying the label loving kindness peace for you to something like that title anyway. So for example, while you're walking the road and somebody teases you or something, you see, then first, of course, if you even, of course, of course, there's no mindfulness. Then the irritation will come. It will irritate your mind. But then, sooner or later, you remember. I'm into this organization, loving kindness, peace for you to see. So you remember your title. You see, you remember your label. You see. So then suddenly you remember your responsibility that you can't harm others. Because what you're supposed to do is only bring peace to others. You see, to practice loving kindness towards others, you can't harm to others. So you remember this suddenly, and then you stop giving harm others, retaliating back. You see, so there's this benefit. You suddenly remember that you are under this title, and then that helps immediately to stop retaliating back and only give peace to the other person. You see, so. So that is an example. But like that the person under this title, the person can give peace to the world. Peace to one person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, like that. You see, peace to the family, peace to your neighbor, and you see in the area, in the country, in the world. So you see. So I was thinking there's a great benefit in that, but it's mainly concentrated helping the young people. You see. So now the method how to help the young people. So that then here now comes universal education. You see, that one comes as a means to educate them. So we all, we've been already working in this for quite some. Of course, it took a long time. It took many eons. So many eons it took. Because during even though the idea was very strongly, so it was started during the Lama's time. I think along with the Kani, she was very interested in this. I think very interested to teach the young, to teach young children things like that. And so, somebody said it came from Lama. Jackie Keeley recently mentioned how it came about. Said it came from Lama. So that's what she said. The idea, the very first idea. Anyway, so during Lama's time, there was one meeting that was done in Italy along with Kani. Maybe a few hundred people came, right? Do you know? So anyway, I think there was one meeting done at Lama Tsongkhapa Institute, I think, inviting the important people, things like that, you see, for the universal education. But I don't know what the result was. I didn't hear particular, or I didn't get to ask. So anyway, so I did ask Hong Kong one new student who was a member of center, Hong Kong Center. She when she was studying in the university, she hasn't met Dharma, but she already organized something for the young people. But she didn't met Dharma, so didn't have much idea how to help. So they just gathered and they discussed about their problems. That's all what she did. And something like that. But I guess it didn't get continued. So when I mentioned how she explained me that she already did it when she was studying university. So she's very keen to start again the organization to help the young people like that. So the well, I think maybe since I mentioned name, since I mentioned name universal education, so then maybe just go over the outlines in case somebody haven't heard about it. What we've been planning to do to accomplish. So the first thing is a good heart. So a few books. So as Lama's time started, but there was during Lama's time, I think there wasn't enough time to. There was no guideline or books. Wasn't done that time. So as time went, too long time. Then there was so much interest. There was so much interest generated, many different parts of the country, but nothing much. Because there wasn't any book, so guidelines, so nothing happened to really to establish it firmly. You see, and how to go about. So. So there was a lot of interest, many parts of the country. Anyway, so it took a long time. And then as time went, I thought there's more urgency for the universal education. There's more urgency, the need in the world. That's what, as time went, I felt there's a greater and greater need. Because you can understand that, of course, the thing is great need. Why? Because Buddhism it would on a karma to help to learn Buddhism, to hear to come to teachings. And it would on the karma to become Christian, to become Christian, to learn Christianity or to practice, or everybody to become to learn Muslim religion practice. So you see, so there's need another method in the world to bring peace. So that was the idea, something universal that everybody can learn and practice. So that's how it comes. The importance of it. So you can't, every religion, you can't expect everybody to become your religion. So you see, there's no, everybody don't have that karma. So even though there are many good things in that religion, so they need something else that everybody can learn and practice, to bring peace, to bring peace to the individual person, oneself, and to the world. So first thing is good heart. So there are a few books on the good heart, loving kindness, compassion, universal responsibility, those things, and tolerance and forgiveness. Those, those the good the values of human mind. You see, to develop, generate and develop. You see, and then so I think there's one book recently from International Office, copied from Jataka Tale. It's one small book for the first book. Talking about the story of animal, but it's just advice for life. Then the next one is an inspiring life story. The next one, inspiring life story. So that is for the teenagers, for the young people, institute, anyway, it doesn't matter. To become the model of life, example of life. So, anybody whose nature of great compassion and brought so much peace in this world. So to learn those people's life story through act, through theater, through performance, like Gandhiji and Mother Teresa or Teresa, and then and then the other one, the San Francis Sisi, San Francis Sisi, Assisi, San Francis Assisi, that's right. Who is even though as chant God, name God like that, externally, and of course totally different from other priests. We totally renounced life, same as the Buddhist practitioner renounced being like the Gadamba, exactly like Gadamba Geshe. Gadamba Geshe in the West, in Italy, but especially in Italy. Gadamba Geshe in Italy, totally renounced, wearing very ragged, cloth, with patches, things like that. I saw his dress. I think the close to Lama Tsongkhapa, I think the same. What's the name of the place where his holy body was, there, and his student, the nun who had 300 disciple nuns, her body was there. What's the name of that place? Huh? No, what's the name of the place? Huh? Assisi. So, her body was there, but this San Francis, his body. I don't know. This is SARS. Joking. I'm joking. Anyway. No, SARS. No, saying I don't think it's SARS. The famous thing is that happening that recently started. So his holy body was covered by rocks. So when I went there with the Lama, Lama sat down and did meditation for 15 minutes or something in the front of the holy body, where the Tomo, where holy body is. Lama sat down for, I think, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, did meditation. So anyway, who is it? Exactly like Kadamba Geshe. Kadamba Geshe, they like to be criticized. They like to be criticized by others, and they don't like to be praised by others. And so that's the particular thing. Yeah, and he especially asked his disciple one day to be criticized to him. So that you can't go to hell, and you did this, you did that. So the disciple could not find any mistakes in him to criticize. Could not find anything except only good things. So anyway, like that's his you see mentality of the attitude, like the Kadamba Geshes, exactly. Then like many of the stories of the bodhisattvas, like Time Kundin or Mena, who like the Gesang Jamyang Molam, that who had realization bodhichitta, as you saw in the liberation poem, that I think Teshlumbo monastery, where there was there's a big, huge water flood coming towards the monastery. Then he wrote on this piece of stone, if it's true that I have bodhichitta, then made the water flood return back. So then he wrote on the piece of stone, then the turn towards the water flood, then the water flood went back. As we're coming towards the monastery, it went back. So that. And so many of those, like those bodhisattvas, like Time Kundin, because due to bodhicitta realizations, so when he had to cross a river, and then the river, you see, immediately the big river immediately stopped. And then he was able to go through the over the sand, and then the river, you see, joins again. So like, which shows sign of power, bodhicitta. So exactly with him, that when the meditators in that place, so they complained that they could not meditate because of the noise of the river, noise of the water coming down. So then he went to the water and called sister, you see, to stop, because my disciples can't meditate. Then the water stopped. From that time, there's a kind of place you can see water, water used to come. So then it is said that if the water did come, then that means very inauspicious, in the countries that. So then that, and I think there are a few others maybe are saint in Christianity. I think, that had good stories. So those and Buddhist life stories. Some of those, who sacrificed life, to others in the for many eons. So from different traditions, see, not only Buddhist, so to learn their life story through performance of theater, like that. So this way they can learn the story. Also have they have entertainment. They learn through act, performance, and so also other people. Also outside people, other people, they also learn, they also get education by watching that. So this one for the young people, see, by knowing this story, then hoping that it become model for their life, so that each child can become like them. Is a great example of great compassion, and originator of peace in this world benefit so many millions of people, so like that, each one will become like this. And then next one is the philosophy. Third one is philosophy. So before I thought, long time I thought, so to choose the clearest philosophy is, what Buddha explained, that's the clearest one. So to choose from those, from different parts of the philosophy, to choose subject what can be useful. And then, if possible, in the present, in the, some more suitable way, like that. So to make a few books on the philosophy, like that. And recently, when I checked with his Holiness Buddha at the Material project, Buddha His Holiness very kindly accepted to stay there during the cultural time. So, and of course, His Holiness expressed that it was extremely quiet, so quiet down there. Enjoyed very much. Made comments and letter from the Dhammasala office, sent letter. How it was, how it was good. That is how it was so peaceful, and it was very good. Things like thank you for all the special arrangement that was done. All the things for His Holiness Day. So that time, I have only one concern in the part of the philosophy. So, His Holiness answered that to study like university, in the university you learn Buddhist philosophy, and you learn also Muslim, Hindu, other different philosophy. You just make it available. So like that. So then then my worry was I have one question, one worry, and this subject. So that was resolved. It became very simple thing. So so from their side, so they just analyze. You see, just like scientists analyzing the different phenomena, so like that. So then then it didn't become complicated. You see, so these the philosophy is to have deeper understanding of the previous thing, why we need to benefit others, and all these things is to understand deeper reason. And then the other things is just basically more you have education methods, more you know the methods, various methods, then you can solve problems of other people. Many ways, you see. If this doesn't work, you can try another method to help to solve the different problems. So, one thing is this. One thing is feng shui. The Tibetan in the text there is there are some texts on the feng shui that, of course, I think it's based on from China. But I think there's many similar ideas. And I think in Tibetan astrology, I haven't seen the text, but I heard there is. And there's also Lama Disha. There's a text from Lama Disha, but I haven't seen yet. So that, of course, is based on good karma. Of course, it's based on having collected merit first. Having collected merit first. If you haven't collected merit first, if you don't have good karma before, then you see billions of feng shui you do around the house. It even for how many eons, nothing will happen if you don't have the good karma. If you haven't created the good karma first, you see. So feng shui is just external thing, and that on the basis of good karma, then you see the feng shui can help. You see, to enjoy the result. So like that, you see. It is similar. It is similar making world vases. That is feng shui, and making world vases. Those kind of similar. So again, for world vases, you need good karma before. Without good karma before, even you make a world vase, big huge mountains of world vase, and again nothing will happen. So then it's like that. So as I mentioned the other day, first in the life, the first thing, the most important, the first thing in life is dharma. As I mentioned the other day, that and then anything else most important is dharma. So that's where it comes here. So feng shui that it helps. There's a way to help a long life and their family, their people to have long life as well as healthy. Due to those wrong arrangement, the landscaping or the wrong arrangement, wrong setting up, then is dependent on arising. So those external things that affect. Those external things, you see, affect. See. Those external things, they become dependent arising. They affect on the based on the karma. You see. So if you don't have negative karma, if your negative karma is purified, or you haven't created negative karma to get sick or to receive those harms or whatever, that external arrangement cannot harm to you. You see, it cannot harm. Otherwise, then it would harm to Buddha. Then it would harm to Buddha. You see, those iron beings, it would harm, but it would harm. You see, no matter bad feng shui how much there is, it won't harm. For them, because they don't have the karma to get a sick or to say, the high bodhisattvas, arhatas, who removed the seed of delusion, and the high bodhisattvas, they have abandoned, they rebirth all these sickness and death. They have abandoned those suffering from samsara, so they don't have suffering. So how much they live in bad feng shui, so anyway, cannot harm. So that's one reason. That's one reason, because they don't have karma. To them the karma to receive harm. To experience pain, they don't have karma. They don't have that karma. So so it's to do the mind. Whether you receive harm or not, it depends to your mind. So that the many millions of Maras, they attack Buddha, but Buddha didn't receive any harm. So that so anyway, so it helps for long life, healthy, and for success. The prosperity, success in business, and so forth, and also to help, education for children. So there are many things. Also to bring unity, harmonies, and the family, things like that. Then the other one is astrology, to do things in the right time, and then the other one is healing. The meditation is always there. In the university, of course, there will be meditation, and then the other one is. Also, psychologists. I guess I'm not sure the name, but this, I guess, new, not old psychologists, but the new one that some students they have studied, and anyway, seems like people find beneficial that. So to have that, to have more various things. So these are just like Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva learn many things, many different language to help others, many different skills, to help sentient being. So it's a little bit like that. These different things you say. The main thing is a good heart, life inspiring. The philosophy is to. So anyway, so the life inspiring. John Lando in his wife Truth is that they're making the book. So at the moment they're doing that thing. So hopefully there will be more books. You see, and especially those who have been. Especially those who have been doing running in the past few years, university education, working with children. So with their own experiences, they actually have been working with children. So with their own experiences, what worked, so how things helped benefit the children. So you see, also that would be a very valuable thing, a book. You see. For the future, the people who are going to university teachers would help them. So, the Buddha Gaya, the university education school started maybe 3 years ago, but I haven't actually seen the children's. But this time, last time I saw, they did a show performance. And they did extremely wonderful. Especially the part offering curd to Buddha. The act, very beautiful done. They did some show of Buddha's deeds, you see. And this time, so I went to see the classes and how they do, and also had met the teachers. Met the teachers and gave some talk. What really. The direction, the aim of university education and the motivation and the aim. Because the teachers, they are not Buddhists who have been studying Buddhism in the past, not like that. So, but I think gradually it become more and more clear the aim, objectivity of the university education. So things got more clear and things start going into that direction rather than just kind of lost. Some because at the moment that school not mainly focused on the good heart. The spiritual part, the good, good heart, the main education of university education. So it's not, effort is not, even though they do have normal program, it's school program, but it's not, and they haven't focused on that. Wasn't the main thing. So therefore, I think to get a degree or something, that they have to go to another school to get a degree, something like that. So 2 children from that school went to another school to get a degree. And when they went to another school, they found out how those children so violent and so uncontrolled. And when they came back to the material project, the university education, and they found so that these two teenagers, they found when they came back, they found so much peace in the university education school, even though it just recently started, very new. So there seems a great result. There are differences in the, controlling mind, I guess, the good heart already is a good effect or result. So the method to help the young, the teenagers or the young people, is already there. So it trying to develop more and more. So the idea is so together 3 times in a month or something like that. However, to get together, and then there's also education. They talk, these things about good heart and things. This talk is education. The other thing is there's discussion, meditation. Then the young people, they also one part of things. They go to help, voluntary help, like to help where there are old people who need help in take care of clean house or other voluntary help in hospital or wherever they need help in the city or in the town, the people need help. So they're doing a practice, they serving others. See, so they go to the groups go to different places, where they need help, cleaning or whatever you see. So that is becomes a very inspiring practice for them. So so like this, also activities, having some activities like that, meditation, learning the different things. So and discussion, and in the discussion, helping the emotional minds, you see, when they have difficulty. So things also like that. So in case and the different countries, you see, if you say, if it's possible, somebody has inspiration, think it's a good idea, and to start with your friends, and then their friends and their friends and their friends, you see, can start like that. Even to start with, even small, but then gradually, you see, it can become, can reach more and more to young people. And also it helps. That would include also, good heart. There's compassion, wisdom. However, in the education, it involves universal education is compassion and wisdom, and then you see good conduct, good behavior, practice kindness. To practice kindness towards others everyday life, be whether it's great or small, whatever one can do, towards animals, towards people, always to practice this. To be person to become very kind, generous. So to grow up like this. So this is where then each person can definitely able to bring peace, you see, in the world, and not only this to this world, including bring peace to all sentient beings, But since the person has that quality of mind, and that continues next life, and also get developed, so it helps all the sentient beings. It brings peace to all sentient beings, and also this world, peace to human beings, animals, other sentient beings, then peace to your own country, your own area, your own family, and then then no question yourself, and then very good life. You lived a very good life, and always you have so much peace and happiness in your heart. Always one has a happy life and a very good future, like like sun shining. You see, like sun rising, like sun shining is a very good future. However, ultimate future, ultimate from there, what you get, that's you see, ultimate happiness. That's the enlightenment. From there, you see, then very easy, because with a good heart, you don't create obstacles. So what makes to achieve enlightenment is by good heart. If you have compassion, there's enlightenment. If you have no compassion, there's no enlightenment. A stronger compassion there is to others. So then that makes you to achieve enlightenment quicker. If you generate, when you feel great, when you feel strong compassion to one insect, to one animal, even it's just one sentient being, even it's just one sentient being, if you feel great compassion, generate great compassion to that insect, to that animal, see, that makes you, that brings you to enlightenment. Stronger it is, then quicker to achieve enlightenment. Even it is one, even it generates compassion to one sentient being. So like that. I think it's time to start the initiation. Says, don't talk so much. example that general compassion to one sentient being that brings to enlightenment. As I often mentioned, is that one thing is in the Vajrayogini teachings say that a story of the Getsul Tsembulwa, who is a disciple of the great yogi Nakpo Chopawa. For example, Nakpo Chopawa was this great yogi. He was first he came through this big river where there was one woman that who body totally filled with the leprosy sicknesses, very, very ugly and totally filled with leprosy, pus coming out like that, you see, waiting somebody to take her other side of the river. So Nakpo Chopawa came, this great yogi came. He was going to, I think the Odi, place called Odi, I think, going for engage in tantric conduct, as I mentioned yesterday, just before enlightenment. So he was going to that place, Odi, I think. So the lady, the woman asked him, please take me the other side. So Nakpo Chopawa didn't bother. He went straight. Then later his disciple Getsul Tsembulwa came. And Getsul Tsembulwa came. And then as soon as Getsul Tsembulwa saw this woman whose body filled with leprosy, so ugly, and the pus came out like that, so felt unbearable compassion. So generally, he's a monk, so even cannot touch, but that he felt unbearable compassion, in spite feeling that he will get disease, leprosy sickness from that person, without that without any of those superstitious thoughts, you see, without any those worrying, without any kind of fear. He, with unbearable compassion, he immediately grabbed her, he took her on his back, and then carried on the river. And the middle of the river. Then when he reached the middle of the river, then then she appeared to the Pangmo, Vajrayogini, the family essence. So and then took Getsul Tsembulwa in the Pure Land, Tabakaju. So if you are able to born in the Pure Land, Doji Pangmo, Vajrayogini, see Tabakaju, then you see definitely you become enlightened in that. This is one of the Pure Land. If you're born there, you definitely become enlightened. You see, in that life. In the pure realm of the Hiruga or Vajrayogini, you see that. So you see, without so Getsul Tsembulwa went to Pure Land without need to die, without need to leave the body, without need to leave the body. You see, in the human world, with the same body, and then went to Pure Land. You see, able to go to Pure Land in that life. You see, so that it was enlightened being. It is deity, enlightened being, who didn't have any suffering. But you see, and cause of the suffering. But because before mind was obscured, so cannot see deity. You see, it is deity, but cannot see deity. You see, from Getsul Tsembulwa side, very suffering, ordinary women, very ugly and filled with sicknesses and pus coming out like that. You see, kind of something very awful like that. But because he gave up his life, sacrificed his life, say to her, to help her, he gave up his life. Feeling unbearable compassion to her, all these sicknesses. So that he sacrificed his life to her, to help her. So that unbearable compassion to her, and carried her, offered service. So it purified during that minutes, during those minutes, it so strong compassion and offer service. So it purified all those negative karma, all those heavy negative karma, which obscures his mind to see a deity, purified. So then, even without crossing the river, without reaching the other side of the river, when he reached the middle of the river, because all that karma, all that heavy karma was purified by that unbearable compassion. He gave up his life to her to offer service. So then, because that impure karma is purified, so there's only pure karma, pure mind. So then now able to see deity, now before unable to see deity, ordinary being, only you have view of impure view, and impure mind, impure view. That now pure mind, it is pure view. Deity. So like that, So the reason why I'm saying, even you generate compassion to one sentient being, that it makes you to achieve enlightenment. And of course, stronger you generate, then quicker you achieve enlightenment. So so one sentient being whom you generate compassion helps you. This is the advantage you would get. The benefit what you get, the priceless. Benefit that you achieve enlightenment. You achieve infinite qualities of this holy body, holy spiritual mind from that sentient being. By generating compassion, to that sentient being. So what you get from that sentient being, the advantage or the benefits is limitless. Limitless. Is the most precious thing. So that normally as it's also explained in the teachings many times in the thought transformation teaching. However, yes. So how that sentient being, one sentient being is how it becomes most kind, the most precious one, the most kind, the most precious one in one's own life. That one sentient being. So. I think now he got fed up. he tried so hard with that loud noise. So he figured out maybe I might stop if he changed his voice, make it more sweet. I think it's trying many ways. Anyway. And also that in the adverse thought transformation, in the Tibetan, it says that dikdu takwe nön tongse rinchen dedang teba shinyebar gawe jinsen lab. So that's so this is the meaning of that, what was mentioned before. When you see somebody, when you see a sentient being, I left out the first. Rangxing Nimbe Simjin, Rangxing Nimbe Simjin, sentient being whose mind is wicked, who has a wicked natural mind. And that, say, for example, you see, the enemy that one, the person that you think he or she is my enemy, you can. So when we recite this, one must bring that person. If you, one must remember that use this as an object to you, to say. To practice this verse, this stanza. For example, for example, Bin Laden. You see Bin Laden. So here, whose mind is very weak in nature. You see, self-challenging pardon, anger, hatred. You see, to United States or the other countries. Those to other countries, you say hatred, self-challenging pardon, and then there's so much hatred. And you see that those so much so heavy negative thoughts. Then wicked nature like that. Then action, very heavy negative karma, kills so many thousands people. Not only that, people's perfections, people's enjoyment of perfections destroyed. The whole world, it harmed the whole world. All over the world, so many countries, in so many countries, many millions of people, so many millions of people. Say it affected the economic. Say so many hotels, they lost the business. So many airlines, say they have closed down. Even United States, many airplanes, they have to pack up in the Arizona. Even Hong Kong, everywhere, so many people in companies, they cannot afford, and the people have to leave. They ask people to leave. They can't afford. Even in Hong Kong, even those other far countries, it affected where so many say people lost jobs, and so many families, no earning, and difficult to feed their children. So everywhere, so it harmed so much. So much need karma action like that. Then totally overwhelmed. You see, by all these heavy need karma, and then suffering. Not only suffering what he experienced this life, overwhelmed, but the result of all those heavy need karma, rebirth in the hell realms where there's heaviest suffering, and for so many eons have to die and reborn there, experience all these 8 hot hells, all these cold 8 cold hells, then 6 neighborhood sufferings. So it is said in Kadamba, it is said Lojong Kagong, one Lojong text, so I don't remember the author. There says, like 10 non-virtuous action, each 10 non-virtuous, if you do one, if you committed one, 10, so everybody here, you are aware of 10 non-virtuous actions. So if you do one non-virtuous action, if you do one non-virtuous action, then you have to experience all the 8 hot hells, all the 8 cold hells, and 6 neighborhood sufferings. One, if you commit to one negative karma, you have to suffer. All these 16 the major ones, 8 cold, 8 hot major suffering. Then 16, they have 6 neighborhood sufferings. All one has to experience. If you commit to either the 10 non-virtuous actions, if you commit to one. So there in this thought transformation, it is explained like this. So that's something you have to remember, when you do meditation about the karma. So it's not easy. To create negative karma is easy, but you see, to experience the result is not easy at all. To create negative karma is one second, but to experience the result suffering is that is even to think is very frightening. Even to think, even to see the drawing, so like that. I think it's called Lojong Sundrome Kakong, something that one of the thought transformers teachings. So however, if you think of enlightenment here, you see, So then he had to experience all this result of all this negative karma, result of all this unbelievable heavy negative karma. You see here, all these have to experience so many eons. So overwhelmed by heavy, so mind, wicked nature, then overwhelmed by negative, heavy negative karma and the suffering. So when you see that. It says, I, like having found a precious treasure, I practice to cherish as it is rare, it is rare one to find. You see, like that. So here, so when you think of him, you see, like this situation, you see, can't stand, you can't bear, the compassion has to rise. No choice. Your mind has no choice. Compassion has to rise. To him, you see, no choice. You see, can't bear it. So compassion rises on him. It's an unbearable compassion. See, no choice. Can't stand, you see, with all that. So then if you generate compassion, that of course then as a result you get bodhichitta, compassion root, and then that is the door of the mind path of enlightenment. So you achieve all the realizations part, all the 5 paths of 10 Burmese. Then or you see on the basis of bodhichitta, then the tantra realizations to achieve enlightenment quickly. However, you achieve all these realizations mind path, then you achieve, you see, you achieve Buddha's say. As you achieve enlightenment from him. See, you achieve all these realizations, mind path from him. Then you achieve enlightenment from him. You achieve infinite qualities of Buddha's holy body, holy spiritual mind. Buddha's quality, which is unconceivable, limitless, unimaginable. So there's 4 things. Explain sutra that if you make offering to, if you make one tiny rice to Buddha or one small flower to Buddha, a picture of Buddha or statue of Buddha or visualize Buddha, you see, even that, one tiny flower, one rice to Buddha, picture or statue, you see, visualize, however, even that, you see the benefit, the result of what you get from that is the result of what you get, benefit of what you get from that is the infinite. It's infinite, and it's unimaginable, limitless, unfathomable. Why? So anyway, it's like this. Why? Because Buddha, you see, whom you are offering to Buddha, that is quality, unimaginable, say, limitless, unfathomable. There's 4 things mentioned, 4 or 5 things. So like that, and say, and it is mentioned that in the sutra, by making one tiny flower, by making one flower offering to Buddha, this same offering Buddha was the statue or the picture of Buddha, statue of Buddha. The benefit is same. Buddha himself said, one Bodhisattva, meaningful to behold, asked Buddha, now we can offering to Buddha, we collect merit. But what happens after Buddha passed away? Then what's the sentient beings, how they can collect merit? But they cannot see Buddha at that time. So then Buddha said, no, don't worry, because in the future, the sentient beings making offering to my statues, paintings, they collect the same amount of merit as they actually made offering to me. So like this. So therefore, by this reason, we are unbelievably fortunate. We are we are unbelievable fortunate that we are able to have opportunity to see these holy objects, Buddhas, to be able to accept, to be able to say, accept, to be able to see these holy objects, and that we have able to see, that able to have these holy objects and able to make offering, that we have the opportunity to make offering. So this unbelievable lucky, fortunate. And it is said that in Sutra, by making one flower offering to Buddha, so actually Buddha or the statue Buddha, the benefit, you see, it is said, the samsaric pleasure, time without beginning, you count the samsaric, all the samsaric pleasure, what there is, desire realm, form realm, all these samsaric pleasure, what there is. So starting from the time without beginning, and the same back. So you see, all the samsaric pleasures, whatever there is. So starting from time without beginning. So all that is still, you see, the result of this one flower, offering to Buddha, still never, you see, result is that much. Result, what you can experience is that much, but still does not finish. That much, you see, say, benefits, enjoyment or happiness, but still doesn't finish, still doesn't end, until you achieve liberation. So here, until you achieve liberation. So here, ultimately, the great liberation is the enlightenment. Even if you achieve liberation from samsara, still doesn't finish. There's great, the result of offering this one flower or one tiny rice, how you say, to a Buddha, or one stick of incense, whatever offering is, and that tiny flower, that one rice, offering to Buddha. So the ultimate result is the great liberation, the full enlightenment. But still, what I think it still doesn't finish. Why? Because after you achieve that, then you enlighten numberless sentient beings, liberate them from the oceans, samsaric sufferings, and bring them to enlightenment. After you achieve enlightenment, then you see you bring numberless sentient beings to enlightenment. You cause them all this happiness, temporary ultimate happiness. So still that you are able to benefit other sentient beings is a result of this. Still you are enjoying the result of this this one offering. You see, so this is due to Buddha's quality. You see, so all this quality that I mentioned, like this. So when we become Buddha, we have infinite qualities of the holy body, holy mind that can benefit unbelievable to other sentient beings. I say, so Buddha's having this quality makes us it's so easy to purify and the negative karmas collected from beginningless birth. So easy to achieve realization in our mind, and so easy to achieve enlightenment. See, so the Buddha's compassion, Buddha's qualities, the power makes us so even making offering to the pictures, Buddha or statues or visualize makes so easy to achieve happiness. So therefore, when we be Buddha, the numberless makes so easy the numberless sentient to be free from the suffering of samsara, bring them to enlightenment. So anyway, so all these, all quality, so all this is we achieve. When you become Buddha, you have all these qualities and benefit numberless sentient beings so easy. So even in 1 second, beams that we emit from your holy body, they liberated uncountable number of sentient beings from the suffering, able to like that. So you achieve this, all these infinite qualities we achieve from this one, from this, you see, for example, here, whom you call enemy, or the here Bin Laden, you see. So like that. So like this. You see, So now when you think, all these qualities of Buddha, in 1 second that you can liberate, even with the beam, one beam, emitting from the body, you can liberate so many sentient beings from the suffering. So this you achieve from this person, you see, from this whom you call enemy of the being Latin. So therefore now so now this becomes so precious, the most precious. It becomes wishful feeling for you. This person becomes wishful feeling. Your wishful feeling, all your happiness, success, like that. So, the limitless skies of diamond, gold, or wishful feeling, jewel cannot. You can't generate compassion on that. You can't. It doesn't give opportunity to generate compassion, bodhichitta, all these realizations. You see, that doesn't give. You see, enlightenment. You see, but this person, you see, when you call enemy of this, person who angry to you or criticize you, for example, Bin Laden. From this you achieve all this realization. You can generate compassion, bodhichitta, all that, patience, and you achieve all this path and enlighten, all the qualities of Buddha. So now, so most precious like that. The other thing is, you see, like having, so like this, like having found precious treasure. So you can understand. So now there's one extra thing here. See. So here, for example, Bin Laden, very easy to develop compassion. So, you see, thinking all this wicked nature and the heavy need karma suffering. So, you see, very heavy. So makes it very easy to ask compassion, very easy to generate, very easy to achieve the realization, bodhichitta, and all the rest part and enlightenment. You see, very easy. The others who don't have that much wickedness of mind, less less karma, less suffering, then it's more difficult to. You see, there's no opportunity to. There's put another way, a friend or the strangers who don't have angry or dislike mind towards oneself. Doesn't give that opportunity. You see, generate patience, good heart patience, or you see, particular that. However, others more difficult to generate compassion. You see, but to achieve realization, bodhichitta from them. You see, now this one who has a heavier weakness mind, heavy suffering in the karma, makes much easier to generate compassion. So that makes realization bodhichitta, everything after enlightenment much easier to achieve. So so that's the second thing. Makes it very quick to achieve realization. So here, in this sense, they even more become precious. Then, for example, another one that as you know the story, the Asanga, who did 12 years retreat but didn't see Meteor Buddha, retreat to achieve Meteor Buddha but didn't see. But then one day in the road, seeing the wounded dog, a lower part of the body completely wounded and filled with maggots, worms, and felt unbearable compassion. Felt unbearable compassion, and then cut flesh, from his leg, the cut flesh and spread out for the worms to eat, to live somewhere. So them to not die, to have something for them. So by closing eye, with the finger, if he went to take the worms with the finger, he was concerned it might crushed between fingers. So he went to pick up the maggots with the tip of the tongue. He went to pick up the maggots, with the tongue. So by closing eye, he went to pick up the worm, the maggot, with the tip of the tongue. Then he could not touch. Then he opened the eye. Then you see, he saw Meteor Buddha. There's no wounded dog. He saw Meteor Buddha. So again, the same story here. You see, before, even though he did 12 years retreat to reach Meteor Buddha, I expect to see but didn't see. So only after he sacrificed his life, he generated unbearable compassion. He gave up his life to this wounded dog. You see, this one living being. So what I was saying before is, if you generate compassion to one sentient being, how it makes you teach it, that makes you to achieve enlightenment. That was the topic at the beginning. That was the outline. So here, so he gave up his unbearable compassion. He sacrificed his life to that. You see, one living being, that wounded dog. You see. So because of that, then so much need karma is purified, which blocked him to see Meteor Buddha. But now that's purified. So now what he has only pure mind and pure karma to have this pure view. You see, to see Meteor Buddha in aspect of Buddha. Before he see only ordinary formed dog, but now he is able to see actual aspect of Buddha. You see, then as he requested Meteor Buddha to him to do Shida in one morning, which is for human beings, I think 50 years or something. I'm not sure, 50 years. Gave all these 5 the divisions of teachings called Chamchu. So. Including Abhisamalakariga. So then brought down, he received those teachings, then he wrote down commentary, they called Sadhana, 5 divisions of the teachings. He wrote down commentary to that. So now, such as Abhisamalakariga, so forth, the Lamrim, the Lama Tisha, Lama Tsongkhapa. So all this based on those teachings. So now, by Asanga bringing the material Buddha teachings in this world, then there are numberless sentient beings. Now, numberless sentient beings, they heard these teachings, studied and actualized the path, and they achieved enlightenment. Numberless sentient beings already achieved enlightenment, you see, by the Asanga receiving teaching from Meteor Buddha. Then revealing this world. So that originally, so all this benefited numberless sentient beings achieved enlightenment actualized path is from these teachings. So that's benefit where it came from is the Asanga generated compassion to this wounded dog. So that scarce benefit other sentient beings receive, it came from Asanga's, you see, by studying these teachings, practicing, came from Asanga's compassion, generated the dog, like that. So like this. So anyway, yeah. Then, so Imal say, while I have all the opportunities to practice Dharma, devoid of all the obstacles, I must make myself free from samsara at this time. That alone is not even that. Just that alone is not sufficient. You see, that you see, I must achieve full enlightenment. For the benefit, I must achieve full enlightenment. For the numberless of the sentient beings, as every single sentient being, without exception, from they're the ones from whom they're the most kind, precious one in my life, from whom I receive all my past benefits, happiness, all the realization, enlightenment, everything. And this is the purpose of this is the meaning of my life, benefiting others and bring the sentient beings to enlightenment is the ultimate benefit, the highest benefit to what that one can cause. So. And I have this full responsibility because I have all the opportunity. Because I have met Dharma, I have met a virtual friend. You see, the Dharma receive the wisdom to understand what is right or what is wrong, right to practice, wrong to abandon, and I can develop. You see, I have opportunity to develop my mind in the path to enlightenment. So all these, you see, I have all the opportunities to help, to liberate the sentient beings from the oceans of samsaric suffering and bring them to enlightenment. I have all the opportunities. So therefore, by that reason, I'm responsible because I have opportunity. So, as I normally mentioned that there's one blind person, you see, in the danger to fall down. You see, clips. One blind person, you see, that there's no road, you see, danger to fall down. Then there's another person who has eye and limbs. Everything is to help, all the opportunities to help that person. So because the other person has eye, limbs to help that person, by that, the person has a responsibility to help the other person who's blind. You see, danger to fall down. Even though this blind person doesn't ask to that person, this blind person doesn't beg, doesn't ask the other person who has eye, limbs, everything, doesn't beg. But you see, but just because the other person has limbs, eyes, has all the opportunity to help that person, so therefore responsible. So like that. So one has total responsibility of all the sentient beings, you see, to free them from all the suffering causes, bring them to enlightenment. Therefore, I must achieve enlightenment. Therefore, I'm going to take the Gadama for deities in initiation. So finally, finally, at the last. So it is said by as soon as the usually as lamas it's normally explains that Kadampas do not practice so many deities. So they practice these four deities. Buddha as a founder of the present Dharma. Then a generosity to develop compassion, bodhichitta, for that purpose. Then the Tara for success. Dharma practice benefit of the sentient beings, because Tara is important to all the Buddha's actions. So therefore, very easy to receive guidance. Like Lama Tisha, particularly, so many others. No question. Many holy beings, by relying upon Tara, then able to benefit so many sentient beings. That we are able that Lamrim that we able to meet the teaching the Lamrim, and every day we get so much benefit from that. Make every day closer and closer to enlightenment, even by reciting Lamrim prayer, like foundational quality, like that, which is all the essence. Then by reading that, that it leaves a positive imprint of the whole path to enlightenment within a few minutes. Within a few minutes, makes closer to enlightenment. You see, by one time going through that mindfully. So that then the Lamrim that we teach other sentient beings, so many sentient beings get benefit from your teaching Lamrim. So many other sentient beings they find peace and happiness, and they purify so much late karma, and you see, they're able to make their lives closer and closer to enlightenment. That we're able to help so many other sentient beings. So that you see all this due to Tara, because Lama Tisha was able to benefit so many sentient beings. Wrote Lamdun, Lamp the Path Enlightenment, because Tara said that your life will be highly beneficial if you went to Tibet. So due to Tara's guidance, these Lamdun teachings happened. So all this, I would say, so due to Tara's, all these benefits that one received, and they'll be able to offer others. So others receive that due to Tara's kindness. So like that. Then the other one is Miyoa, immovable Buddha. So supreme deity dispelling the interferences. So they practice the Miyoa to see to deity to eliminate obstacles. So there's one Katamba case I don't remember. Did so many millions and millions of Miyoa mantra. So that's it. Pass. I think you can pass. It's okay. You can pass. Let's do it. So, first one is the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. So I always forget during the motivation. I always forget this one. Few times I forgot. So achieving enlightenment. So to achieve enlightenment for sentient being, and then that one. So that one should be done in this life, because next life, to do next life, to achieve enlightenment next life, that's difficult to say, because it's extremely rare to find again such as perfect human birth next life. And even this, it doesn't last long, because death is definite. Not only death is definite, that it can occur any day. You see, it can occur in any day. So therefore, any moment it can happen. So therefore, one must begin to practice to achieve enlightenment for sentient beings right away, without delaying a second. And at the death time, nothing helps except only Holy Dharma. So therefore, one must practice in the daily life. Only Holy Dharma. So that the definition or meaning of that is keeping the mind. So practicing Lam Rim, keeping the mind in the Lam Rim. For example, keeping the mind in Guru devotion. So that makes life meaningful all day. Whatever we do, then it's according to Guru's advice, which is so service to Guru. That makes life meaningful all the time. Then abide in the renunciation, abide in the bodhichitta, and the right view like that. So that become. So whatever we do, eating, walking, sitting, sleeping, whatever, even other activities, whatever we do, become the remedy, because a remedy to samsara, to achieve liberation and cause, and not only that, and also with the bodhichitta, cause to achieve enlightenment, so like that. Completely non-existent, right there. From where it is appearing, it is totally non-existent right there. So that one is completely non-existent. Right there. So this realization has to come. Then, if you feel this, if you see this, then that is meditate on emptiness of the I. Ultimate of the I. Totally as a non-objectifying, that one. Non-existent, that one. Not slightly even atom it exists. Non-existent of that, you see. So then, so that hits to the ego. It hits to the root of samsara, ignorance. Either meditate on that way, or you see, or the space that's appearing to you. You see, how does the space appear to your mind? Immediately leveled by mind, or not immediately leveled by mind? It appears to you not immediately leveled by mind. So that is again gacha, objective reputed. That space. So you, of course, this space is empty of none. Space is empty of none. Space is empty of substantial phenomena. Space is empty of substantial phenomena. So now you need to go through that. You need to go beyond. You need to go beyond from the emptiness, which is of the substantial phenomena. See, which is ordinary emptiness. So you need to go beyond from that. Then it becomes actual emptiness, shunyata, or see. So the space appearing not merely leveled by mind. So then you think this is hallucination. This is objective reputed. This is hallucination. So this one, totally non-existent. So try to get to the point, as much as possible. So if you do get very intensive, understanding emptiness, you see, very intensive. So that one totally non-objectifying. So something that you go beyond, then that is, I would say, realization, emptiness, seeing emptiness, emptiness of space. Here, emptiness of space. So during that time, while you're seeing emptiness, then there's no dual. This is a meditator. Mind. This is the mind to it. This is the mind to meditator, and then this one is emptiness. The subject and object. I and the object emptiness. Two. Say dual. So you see, there's no such thing. Say two things. A dual. You see. So it should be non-dual. There's no such thing as I. There's no such thing as the emptiness. Discriminating during that time. So it should be non-dual. So and the something very intensive. That's is not just this. It's not just simply there's no space, but see something very intensive. There's no space at all. So extra things from its own side. So that. So then so all phenomena, empty like that. But they all are empty because everything exists being merely labeled by mind. So everything is empty. All the phenomena is empty. But they appear. You see. But they appear, as inherently existent for us until we become enlightened. When anything that appears to us, it appears inherently existent, except when we achieve I am part, when we are equipoise meditation. So look at everything as like illusion, like that. Like the mirrors I explained to you before, you see. You understand there's no water, but you have the appearance of water. So here, everything appears to you inherently existent from the side, but you have understanding in your heart it's not true. There's no such thing. So think that.